Hi friends, good afternoon to all of you. Today I would like to address you on one of the most important topic of law, section which says that it can be recorded by magistrate. So that under section 161 and 162 of the police of witnesses and accused, and similarly under section 164 of the CRPC, statements can be recorded by the magistrate or metropolitan magistrate. Now the statement may be given by the witnesses or a statement may be given by the accused before the magistrate under section 164 of CRPC. Therefore, the possibility that this accused or the witnesses recorded by the magistrate or metropolitan magistrate may be confession or it may not be confession. Means statement may be accepting the guilt, that is confessionary statement, or it may not be exculpatory, or it may be merely statement. Therefore this kind of classification need to be done. Sometime when accused or witnesses give statement in the court that I have committed a particular crime, in that case that statement will be called as a confession. Whereas if he is saying anything but the statement he is not accepting the guilt or admitting the guilt, then the statement does not amount to confession, because he may be saying that the person has committed offense, I have seen, I was there, etc. These statements are not confession because these are merely statement. So the statement given by the accused or the witnesses could be confession or may not be a confession, may be confession, may not be confession. So what is meant by confession? Confession, the plain dictionary defines the meaning of the confession means admission of accused is called. That is the simple meaning. Then according to section 25 of the Evidence Act, Indian Evidence Act obviously, it says that confession given to police officer during the investigation is not admissible in the Indian Evidence Act. That cannot be admitted by the court because it is presumed that the police uses force or they do coercion or coerce the accused. Therefore the statement given to the police or confession made to the police is not admissible according to section 25. Therefore even the statement given by the accused or witnesses to the police officer under section 161 or 162 of CRPC, that may be like a confession. However, that statement of confession is not because court presumes that the statement given to the police is not of, it does not have any sort of evidentiary value. Therefore what police they try to do, try to say the accused to make the same statement confession before the court so that is recorded by the magistrate or metropolitan magistrate, then conviction is possible or that accused can be given conviction. Now who can record this confession under section 164 of CRPC? The answer is that metropolitan magistrate or judicial magistrate have authority to record such a confessionary statement or confession under section 164 of CRPC. Then whether such a magistrate or magistrate has jurisdiction or not, that is most important. For example, if the offense is committed within the jurisdiction of Mumbai and the accused is produced before the Mumbai or Pune, for example, however that Pune court doesn't have jurisdiction, if the confession recorded by the magistrate having no jurisdiction to try the case or to conduct the trial, still that confession is valid. Means It is irrespective of the fact whether the magistrate or metropolitan magistrate has jurisdiction to record such a confession or not. He has right to record the confession. Whether the trial or inquiry is conducted by him, whether he is empowered to do that or not, that is not material. Now, many things are there, various kinds of rules and laws need to be followed so that the provisions of 164 are complied with. Number one, first of all, magistrate must ensure that the statement or confessionary statement or confession given by the accused is it is coming voluntarily, promise or any threatening by anyone. He has to ensure that the statement being given by the accused is voluntarily and no one is forcing him. What may happen, because why may commit offense, why may be a rich person, however, and why may offer him crores of rupees, and why may say that I am giving this much money to you accept before the court, because he is going to get the money from his friend. Therefore, such a promise or whether any kind of threatening is being given by the other person to the accused, that need to be checked. So the magistrate must ensure that the statement of confession being given by the accused is voluntarily coming without any force, without any fear or with promise, etc. Now, before magistrate must the accused that you are not bound to give such kind of statement. If you give the statement, then the said may be used against you only. This is mandatory provision of the law. Under section 164, subsection 2 says that the warning must be given by the magistrate, and that should be given in the open court. He should say that you are not bound to give this statement. There is no obligation on you to give this statement. No one is compelling you to give this statement. However, if you give this confession, then once it is recorded, then it can be used against you only, or it may go against you only. This warning must be given. Thereafter, it must be ensured that the statement given by the accused is coming voluntarily, which I have already explained. Now, thereafter, required to be the manner in which it is required to be recorded. It should be recorded in the manner as provided under section 281 of the should be signed by the accused. It should be signed in the open court, and it should be made available to the accused that these are the statement, your statement only, which have been recorded. Once he will read it, thereafter he will sign it in the open court, and after that the magistrate has at the bottom that is called a memorandum, and that should also be signed by the magistrate. So the manner of recording is provided in section 281 of CRPC, which need to be followed. And subsection 3 of section 164 says that if accused denies to give the statement, he says that he is not going to give, or he is not willing, or he is not interested to give the statement or confession, then in that case the magistrate should not grant him PCR, that is called police custody. He may grant MCR, but he should not grant PCR. Thereafter, section 164 subsection 5 says that if the statement given by the accused may be confession or may not be confession, if it is not confession, then the manner in which it should be recorded, then the oath can be administered by the magistrate if the statement is not confession or not exculpatory. If the statement is confession, then oath will not be administered by the magistrate. And subsection 6 of section 164 says that the once the statements of confession is recorded by the magistrate, then he has to forward the same he has to forward the same to the magistrate who is having authority to inquire into or conduct the trial, because already according to section 164 subsection 1 it is stated that the magistrate or metropolitan magistrate, he may be having jurisdiction or he may not be having jurisdiction, but however he is authorized to record the statement. It means a magistrate of Pune may record the statement, and if he feels that the trial should be conducted at Mumbai only because the offense is committed at Mumbai only, then according to section 164 subsection 6 CRPC 164 subsection 6, then the confession so recorded by him should be forwarded to the magistrate of the Mumbai where the trial is supposed to be conducted, or where the inquiry is to be conducted by the magistrate, means who is empowered to conduct the trial or inquiry. So these are the crux of the matter. But apart from this, I'm also going to deal with the other things related to this only, which are also important. Sometimes it happens that the confession is not signed by the accused. In that case, it is held that the statement so recorded cannot be used as a confession because it is not signed. However, accused still accept during the trial that yes, though it is not signed by me, however I have given the statement in the open court. In that case, then it is only merely irregularity which can be cured, means that defect can be cured under section 463 of the CRPC. However, if he says contrary things in the trial, because this statement is recorded before the inquiry and trial when the investigation is going on, later on he turns and says that the signature, he has not given the statement, or he retracts it, or he has not signed it, and later on he takes a U-turn. In that case, the said cannot be used against him, because it is possible that a man may give us confessionary statement under section 164 subsection 3. He may give confession, but later on during the trial he may retract the same, he may take a U-turn. In that case, that cannot be used as a confession under section 164, and corroboration and contradiction need to be done according to section 145 and 157 of Indian Evidence Act. Because the accused cannot be compelled to say the same thing, he may retract it. It is up to him only. Once the statement is recorded by the magistrate, then it becomes a public document according to section 75 of the Indian Evidence Act. Therefore, how it should be proved in the court? For example, if the confession is recorded by the magistrate who was not having a jurisdiction, then whether he can be called as a witness, whether he can be summoned by the trial or during the trial, answer is no, obviously, because the statement of confession recorded by magistrate under section 164 of CRPC is, once it is recorded, it becomes a public document. Therefore, it can be proved as a public document only, and neither the magistrate who recorded the same can be summoned, nor he can be called in the witness box for the purpose of examination. Therefore, again, according to section 80 of the Indian Evidence Act, it has got the presumption that once the statement is recorded under section 164 of the CRPC, then it has evidentiary value. It is presumption of the fact that the things have been complied with, like signature is taken, all the formalities have been complied, the statement is recorded in the open court, warning is given, it is ensured by the magistrate while recording the same, and all these things have been complied. There is a signature of the accused also, then that presumption is related to this only. Now, I would like to refer one of the judgment that in one case, Mahabir Singh versus Haryana, state of Haryana, in that case, the magistrate who recorded the statement, he has not given warning to the accused. That is statutory warning he need to give in the open court. If no such a warning is given by the magistrate, then what will happen? Here in this case, the Honorable Supreme Court has said that the statement so recorded under section 164 cannot be relied upon and is not admissible. It is inadmissible because that is statutory provision, mandatory provision, and magistrate must warn to the accused that you are not bound to give the statement of confession, and if you give the statement of confession, then that will be used against you only, or that can be used against you during the trial. Therefore, this is one of the important case laws. And now also question arises whether the statement so given under section 164 of CRPC, whether it is substantial piece of evidence or not. Then obviously once the statement is recorded by magistrate under section 164 164 of CRPC, then it is substantial piece of evidences. Based on that, conviction is possible. However, sometime it might happen that X person gives the statement that why his friend has committed the offense, or both they have committed the offense. In that case, it is called a statement of the co-accused, and based on the statement of co-accused, conviction is not possible. That has to be corroborated from the other independent evidences. It means accused gives such kind of statement that he and other persons have committed the offense, then such a statement solely cannot be relied upon, and that has to be corroborated from the independent evidences, and conviction is not possible based on that only. However, statement under section 164 of the CRPC is good evidence. Based on that, the magistrate can punish the accused, because evidentiary value of the statement confession recorded by the magistrate is much higher than that of the statement confession recorded by the police, because police can record statement under section 161 and 162 of the CRPC, which has not got any sort of evidentiary value, because there is a presumption against the accused. Whereas on the contrary, a statement recorded by magistrate under section 164 has got the evidentiary value compared with that. Therefore, this can be relied, and based on that, conviction is possible. However, as a rule of prudence, the corroboration by other evidences has to be done. If it is done, that is well and good, because the principle of criminal law says that the guilt of the accused has to be proved by the reasonable doubt so as to punish him. So the guilt of the accused has to be proved beyond the reasonable doubt, and there shouldn't be even shadow of the doubt. So it is advisable that even if the statement is recorded under section 164 by the magistrate, but it may be corroborated by the other evidences. If it is done, then that will be good. Just I'll check if anything remains, then I'll cover that. Hopefully I have covered many things related to this. Another question arises: if a statement is given by the accused, confession obviously, and some statement is like confession and the other statement is not like a confession, in that case these are the mixed statement. Now in that case, if mixed statements are given by the accused, one is confession, another is other than confession, which is not confession, in that case magistrate cannot choose and pick up one which is confession and cannot reject the other which is confession. The magistrate has to accept the whole or reject the whole. Either he has to accept the whole or reject the whole. Therefore, in such a cases, the mixed statement given by the accused cannot be relied and should not be recorded as section 164 of this under section 164 of the CRPC. Another also most important point here, which I have noted here, that while recording the statement in the open court, magistrate must ensure that there is no magistrate must ensure that there is no police officer available in the open court. He should ensure, because there could be pressure from the police officer against the accused, and accused under that pressure may give a statement. Therefore, the magistrate must ensure that there is no police officer. If police officer is available in that courtroom, the magistrate must tell him to go outside the court, and thereafter only he should record the statement under section 164 of CRPC. Hopefully I have covered many things related to confession and you have enjoyed my lecture. If anybody wants to ask the question, you can put the same here in the comment box. One more thing I would like to add here once again, perhaps I might have forgotten, that this statement is recorded during the investigation only, obviously, but it should be recorded before the inquiry or trial is commenced. It cannot be recorded during the inquiry, or it cannot be recorded during the trial. It has to be recorded before the inquiry and trial. During the investigation it can be recorded. However, it is also possible that after submission of the charge sheet, but before inquiry is done by the magistrate, such a statement under section 164 section 164 can be recorded, even if the charge sheet or police report is filed under section 173 of CRPC. Still, a confession can be recorded by the magistrate, because inquiry is not commenced or trial has not been commenced. Before inquiry and before trial, it can be done at any time. Hope that I have covered many things and you have enjoyed my lecture. Thanks to all of you.